Rob Young, Marathon Man. We're down at the London Marathon Expo. You're obviously running tomorrow in the marathon.
That's correct.
And this, it doesn't mark the end of a sequence of events, but certainly you started running this time, roughly this time last year.
Yes.
And this will be your...
So this is 381 marathon. That was yesterday, and I believe the London Marathon is going to be my 382nd.
Wow. So, I mean, taking us right back to how this story actually all began.
Yeah.
So, you were watching London Marathon 2014. There was a conversation that you'd like to do that. You were inspired by all the charities and the money they were raising. And I believe your girlfriend wasn't so convinced you could do it?
That's right. So, basically, we were watching the London Marathon, and I was just watching everyone and listening to their stories and just being inspired by what they were talking about. And I was just saying to my partner, in fact she's over here, and I just said to her, I'd love to run a marathon. She said, no, you can't run a marathon. And the bet went from 10 to 20 to 30, and then it grew, and then it grew into this great thing, which hopefully I can keep continuing, because what I'm trying to do is to try and inspire young kids to get into sports, and also trying to tell young kids and young adults that, you know, doesn't matter who you are, you can do whatever you want. And about my past is trying to tell them, don't be ashamed about what's happened to you in the past, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's very easy to say, but just even the concept of running so many marathons in such a short period of time. I mean, did you question yourself to start with, or?
Yeah, I all the way along. You know, can I really do this? There have been those questions, but you know, it's about once you're at the start line of whatever you're doing, you'll be able to finish, and that's the key thing. It's about getting yourself to the start line, getting out that front door, and once you're there, you can do it. And I can take any marathon runner here, and I can make sure I can train them, and they'll be able to go through what I'm doing, and they'll be able to do it. You know, I believe that anybody can do what I'm doing.
And you started off, I know you run during the week, you work as well, so you fit that all in, which is quite impressive in itself, but you try and do some official races at the weekends?
Yeah, so it started off with that process that I would run the marathon early in the morning, with many people coming out to support me, and then it sort of grew a bit bigger than what I was expecting it to, and then I decided, well, I can't carry on with my job. I started to get tired, and I thought, well, I'm going to have to stop working. So I stopped working, I started living off my life savings, and I've invested everything into this. All my life savings has gone into trying to inspire young kids and trying to tell kids to have a better future, really, and trying to inspire them to go on and do something with their life.
And you're clearly very good at running.
No? I call myself a marathon fodder. So, you know, there's a process that I go through. The first half of the marathon, I'll run at race pace. So I run, 1 hour 40 and quicker. The second half, I run maybe 2 hours, and it allows me to come in average around about 3:30, 3:40 every single day. And if I keep that process, that allows me to keep fresh. And if I can cross that finish line with that process, I should be good to run another marathon pretty much straight away. Then there's another process that I do, which is knock off about a minute to a minute and a half per mile, and that's the second technique which I use to do this entire process.
Well, I mean, you're unique in many ways, but one of the unique ways is certainly most people who've done that much marathon running or that distance have done the London Marathon in that, but this will actually be your first London Marathon?
Yeah, so this is my first London Marathon, and hopefully I'm going to get you on the start line as well. You're not running?
No, I'm not running this year, but I have done before.
No. But yeah, no, for me it's about enjoying the moment, enjoying it with the community. I see, when I first started, I thought marathon running was an individual sport, but I can now see that it's a community, it's a family, and whether that person there or that person there is suffering, there'll always be someone next to them, i.e. me or someone else, to give them something, have a gel or have some drink, or or even just motivation, and just having that sort of community spirit. That's what running's all about for me.
Well, you must line up tomorrow with a special race, and could you really envisage yourself starting London, doing London for the first time, having done so many races?
No. If I'm honest with you, I've been very lucky throughout this entire process. I've been injured for 3.5 weeks, and I've I've continued with this entire process, and I've been very lucky to be able to do this for a whole year. And if it wasn't for the ample amount of support that I've had from friends and family, and all the people that have been supporting me on social media, without that you can't do a process like this for me.
And just talking about some of the charities, you work with 3 charities?
3 charities, so Dreams Come True, which is for terminally ill and seriously ill children, Great Ormond Street for sick, obviously we know, and NSPCC, which relate to my background, which is for abused children. But I'm also making awareness for childhood obesity in America as well, and trying to go from school to try and promote health, and also try and inspire kids to go and do something with their life, as well as also telling those kids what have had a similar background to me that, you know, whatever you've been through, it's okay, I understand, and come speak to me and I'll talk you through the entire process, and hopefully they can be inspired to go on and be something different in the future, and not, you know, at that sort of process where people say you're going to fall into that category. You know, I'm going to change people's lives, and I'm slowly going to do it one child at a time.
You seem very driven, and it's very, very nice to meet someone like yourself who's doing so much. And the original goal was to run every day for 365 days of the year. You've obviously gone over and done that. Now you're out in America doing some ultra running?
That's right, so I'm racing a race called Race Across USA, which is just over 3,000 miles long. It starts in the beach of LA, California, in Huntington Beach, and runs all the way across to Washington DC. So it's a coast-to-coast challenge, and obviously we're racing against each other, and I'm just so lucky to be able to have the lead at the moment.
And I take it the weather's a little bit different over there, or?
Very much so. I mean, the humidity, it just takes your breath away. I mean, I've been through snow to ice to every single thing you can think of. I've had ice things dangling off my chin and that, off my nose, to being in scorching heat where I can't hardly breathe because of the temperatures. So yeah, everything's been hitting me.
Well, we won't take up too much time because obviously you've got to get ready for tomorrow. We wish you all the best, and we'll be looking forward to cheering you across the finish line tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Very kind of you.